Hello everyone. I decided to do a little Southwest inspired transition to fall design to show you all how to do reverse stamping because I don't think I've ever explained it before. I've got another technique or two in here too that I'll explain as well. Now, I did not do a full video of these because they took several days to pull off. So I have pictures, and I'm just going to voice over some of the pictures that I took while I was doing them. So for starters, I had to come up with a plan. And I usually do it like this, where I just sort of figure out what colors I want where and play with it over a couple of days. I hand drew all of this based off of stamping plates that I have, but you could certainly find some space on your paper and actually lay down a couple of images from your stamping plate and draw directly on them just to see how it's going to work out. I should have done that here because I changed it up just a little as I went along. So first things first, I painted my nails. So I went with a mustardy yellow on most of them and a red and blue on the other two. Sort of a turquoise and a carnelian red was what I was going for. So now that we've got our base coat ready to go, let's go ahead and do some stamping. So this is the plate that I started with. I actually used two different plates for this. And I hope you can see this, but I was trying not to let it reflect in my camera light. So I took one of the images towards the bottom of that plate and I picked it up in black ink. And to make this go a little bit faster, I used two of my stampers so I could pick up two images, one for my right hand nail and one for my left hand nail. So then what you have to do is go ahead and fill in the color. So after those black images have dried on your stampers, just takes a couple seconds, I like to go ahead and swipe over it with a little of my smudge-free top coat and then let my smudge-free top coat dry before I begin my reverse painting. So here we see what it looks like when you've painted it. The image that I stamped, I've now taken my yellow and red nail polish and a very, 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 very fine tip brush, and I have added in the background color. You cannot use the brush from the nail polish bottle because it's just too big. So you'll have to take some of your nail polish, glob it onto a piece of paper or something, and then dip your superfine paintbrush into it and apply it onto the image. So then once the image is dry, I will use a sticky base coat on my nail, and then when that's ready to go, I will pick up that image from the silicone stamper and stamp it onto my finger. So here we have what that image looks like once it's been stamped onto my pinky over that turquoise blue. Moving on. I picked up the image I wanted to put on my next finger, and I did this the same way I did with the pinkies. I used two different stampers and picked up the image on each of the stampers, let them dry, coated them with my smudge-free top coat, let that dry, and then started to back paint in the image. I don't know if you can see it very well here, but that is such a fine paintbrush. It's almost like eyelashes, it's so little, but that's what you have to use to get these teeny tiny spots done if you want to do something this detailed. So this is what it looks like from the front side. And then I went ahead and I filled in my other colors, let it dry, put my sticky base coat on my nail, and then took that image and stamped it on my nail. So here you see what that looks like. It's like you're creating a decal for your nail. And again, once you get that sticky base coat on there and you apply this, it's not coming off. This is it. It's a one shot. So next step, you have to get off all that excess. So I have found that the best way to get that off is with a cuticle tool. You just gently push along the edges of your cuticle and it breaks that decal right where you press down nice and gently. And then after you've gotten it all off of your skin, and this is doing it this technique, it's quite dry. You've really created a decal here. So it's not going to be adhered to your skin at all, and you're going to be able to peel it off pretty easily. So then again, here is what my index finger looks like. You can see my ring finger in the background that I had just done, and then the middle finger as well. So I painted all those colors on the back of those images, created my decals, and then stuck them on my fingers and then removed all the excess. Now I could have left it here, but you know, I had to do a little more. So this is what I did next. I pulled out some of my beads and trinkets and added a little extra embellishment. So the piece of paper right there, you'll see, has all sorts of red and blue dots all over it. I wanted beads that were a half circle, like a crystal, a flat back crystal, but I wanted them to look like turquoise and carnelian. And I couldn't find those in any craft stores anywhere, and I didn't want to wait to order them online or anything, so I made them myself. So how you do that is you have to get a dotting tool. And dotting tools, you can buy them online, you can get them from different nail supply places, you can go to your craft store and buy them. In the craft store, you're probably going to find them in the stationery section, and it'll be called an embossing tool. But it's got a different size metal dot on a rounded tip on each end, and you'll just have to find the one that works best for you. You know, I've also done this before with a toothpick, and that worked pretty well too. So you're just going to take your tool or your toothpick or whatever, you're going to dip it in your nail polish, and you're going to dot your nail polish onto a piece of paper that the nail polish is not going to stick to. So here I'm using sort of the waxy paper backing from stickers. And I've just dotted and dotted and dotted and made a whole bunch of blue dots, and then dotted and made a whole bunch of red dots. You can do these with gel polish. You can do these with regular nail polish. Just make sure you let the regular ones dry thoroughly. And of course, the gel ones have to go in your LED lamp to make sure that they're cured as well. So once your dots are all ready to go, you're going to need to switch to your picker-upper. This has a wax tip on the end of it, a wax pencil, and that works really well at picking up crystals and other little embellishments like these little dots that I made. So I went ahead, and wherever I wanted these dots, I put down a little clear nail polish. Again, you can use regular nail polish, you can use your gel nail polish. If you're using a regular nail polish, make sure that it is a top coat that's really thick. You really want these things to stick down well. So I brushed it on where I wanted to stick these, and I picked them up and I plopped them on my nail. I also did something similar with the silver beads that I had. So here you can see I've got all of the red and blue dots down, and then I went in with my silver beads and did them pretty much the same way. So you put your clear nail polish down where you want the beads to go, and then you pick up the beads and you put them into the polish and let them dry or cure them in your lamp. After you've done this, there's one very important step, and that is to clear coat. Get out your top coat again and take a clear coat over your entire nail. you're going to for beads and things that are not what's the word I'm looking for? Faceted, like a rhinestone. If they're not faceted, you can brush your clear top coat right on top of them. Just try not to let it puddle, because it takes away the 3D effect that you just spent all this time trying to create. You'll see on my pinky I have a little silver feather that I put on there, so that is going to need a little bit of extra TLC to get it on there. You don't want it accidentally flicking off on you, so you got to really make sure you get those edges locked in with your top coat. That's it, guys. That is the end. It was not hard to do at all. It just took some time. So give it a shot. If you have any questions, please send me your questions and let me know how it goes. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.